Have you ever pondered over the cyclical nature of existence and the concept of time? This question carries a unique significance in the realm of Hindu philosophy. Hinduism presents an intriguing perspective on time, not as a linear progression, but as an endless cycle, a dance of creation and destruction, birth and death, continuity and change. At the heart of this perspective are the yugas, the great epochs of existence that unfurl in a cyclical pattern. Imagine a colossal wheel, rotating through four distinctive phases: the Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dvapara Yuga, and Kali Yuga. Each yuga signifies a stage in the grand cosmic drama, representing different degrees of moral and spiritual decline. The Satya Yuga, the age of truth and righteousness, is the pinnacle of spiritual advancement. From there, the wheel turns towards the Treta Yuga, then the Dvapara Yuga, each phase witnessing a gradual diminution of Dharma, the divine principle. Finally, we arrive at the Kali Yuga, our current age, characterized by strife, discord, and a profound departure from the divine. In this grand cycle, each yuga is inextricably linked to the others, maintaining a cosmic equilibrium. The decline in Dharma is balanced by the eventual renewal and return to the Satya Yuga, a testament to the universe's inherent principle of restoring order after a period of chaos. Moreover, this cycle is not merely a sequence of events, it's a feedback loop. The moral and spiritual decline of one yuga influences the next, leading to increased chaos and disorder in the world. But at the heart of this tumult is the pivotal concept of pralaya, the cosmic dissolution. It marks the end of a cycle and the beginning of another, reaffirming the interconnectedness of destruction and creation. This journey through the yugas is not just a philosophical concept, it's a reflection of our collective existence. For even in the midst of moral and spiritual decline, the promise of renewal, of a return to the Satya Yuga, instills a sense of hope and optimism. A fascinating journey through the yugas awaits us. As we delve deeper into each yuga, we will uncover the profound wisdom embedded in these ancient cycles, reiterating the intriguing nature of time in Hindu philosophy. Imagine a world of absolute righteousness and truth, the Satya Yuga. This is the golden age, the first of the four yugas in the grand cosmic cycle according to Hindu philosophy. Satya Yuga, also known as the Age of Truth, is characterized by an abundance of purity, wisdom, and spiritual awareness. It's a time when truth is not a rare commodity, but the very fabric of existence. Picture a world where falsehoods and deceit have no place, where every word spoken is a reflection of the undeniable truth. In this age, Dharma, the cosmic law of righteousness, stands tall and unwavering. Its presence is not just prominent but absolute, touching every aspect of life. During the Satya Yuga, Dharma is at its peak, guiding every action, every thought, and every deed. Imagine a society that thrives on righteousness. There's no room for vice or corruption, no place for dishonesty or injustice. In the Satya Yuga, the scales of justice are perfectly balanced, for Dharma is the rule, not the exception. Here, righteousness is not just an ideal to aspire to, but the very essence of life. Now think of spirituality not as a quest, but as an inherent part of existence. In the Satya Yuga, spiritual awareness is as natural as breathing. It's a time when the soul's connection to the divine is strongest, when spiritual wisdom is not sought, but simply known. This is an age of spiritual abundance, where the pursuit of material wealth is secondary to the quest for spiritual enlightenment. The riches of the Satya Yuga are not of gold and silver, but of wisdom and enlightenment. It's a time when the soul is nourished and spiritual growth is the norm, not the exception. But the Satya Yuga is not just about individual righteousness and spirituality. It's a time when society as a whole operates on the principles of truth, justice, and spiritual wisdom. It's an era where harmony prevails, where conflict is almost unheard of, and where peace is not just a dream, but a reality. Yet despite its profound spiritual richness and righteousness, the Satya Yuga is not eternal. As with all things in the universe, it too is subject to the perpetual motion of time and existence. And so, after a long period of spiritual abundance and truth, the Satya Yuga gradually gives way to the next phase in the cosmic cycle. The Satya Yuga, a time of spiritual richness, eventually gives way to the Treta Yuga. This transition marks the beginning of a gradual decline in Dharma, setting the stage for the next chapter in the grand cosmic narrative. But worry not, for as the cycles of time turn, the golden age will once again dawn, bringing with it the return to absolute truth and righteousness. the Treta Yuga, a time of diminished dharma, yet still radiating with virtue. Welcome to the Silver Age of the grand cosmic cycle, an era marked by a further decline in righteousness, yet one that still gleams with significant divine intervention. Treta Yuga, the second in the series of 4 yugas, represents a stage where dharma, the moral and righteous way of living, has slipped from its full glory of the Satya Yuga, now standing at 3/4 strength. This era, however, is not devoid of virtue. It's a time where good and evil begin to tussle, yet righteousness continues to hold a substantial upper hand. This yuga is famously known for the significant events believed to have transpired. One such event is the birth of Lord Rama, the 7th avatar of Lord Vishnu, whose life and reign epitomize the ideal societal and familial bonds. His story, encapsulated in the epic Ramayana, exemplifies the struggle between good and evil, with the eventual victory of righteousness. In the Treta Yuga, we see an increase in societal divisions and a shift from collective responsibility towards individualistic tendencies. The concept of karma, the universal principle of cause and effect, begins to show more pronounced effects on the lives of individuals and societies. Yet, this age, despite its diminishing dharma, is not devoid of divine presence. The Treta Yuga is marked by a series of divine interventions, with gods walking among humans, guiding them, and demonstrating the path of righteousness. This divine intervention serves as a beacon, a source of light in the gradually darkening world. The Treta Yuga, while a step down from the perfect harmony of the Satya Yuga, is still a time of significant virtue and righteousness. It's an era where the divine still intermingles with the mortal, where the forces of good continue to fight against the encroaching darkness, and where the lessons of Dharma are still vividly taught and learnt. The Treta Yuga, a time of reduced righteousness, paves the way for the Dvapara Yuga. Thus, the cosmic wheel continues its relentless turn, heading towards an age of further decline, but also of profound wisdom and learning. Welcome to the Dvapara Yuga, where virtue and vice stand in equal measure. In the grand cosmic cycle of time, the Dvapara Yuga is the third of the 4 yugas, following the Treta Yuga and preceding the Kali Yuga. This is an era marked by a balance between righteousness and unrighteousness, a time when virtue and vice hold equal sway over humanity. As we journey through the yugas, we witness a steady decline in Dharma, the moral and spiritual law governing the universe. The Dvapara Yuga represents a further fall from the ideal state of absolute righteousness that characterized the Satya Yuga. Here in the Dvapara Yuga, Dharma stands on 2 legs, symbolizing the half-diminished state of virtue. This is an age where the divine and the mundane coexist, where spiritual knowledge begins to wane and material desires start to take precedence. It's a time of transition and transformation, a period of profound change that prepares the world for the age of discord that is to follow. There are several significant events believed to have occurred during the Dvapara Yuga. Perhaps the most well-known of these is the life and times of Lord Krishna, one of the most revered deities in Hinduism. The Bhagavad Gita, a sacred text of profound philosophical insights, is said to have been delivered by Lord Krishna during this yuga. It's a testament to the spiritual wisdom that still existed in this era, even as it was slowly fading away. Despite the encroaching darkness, the Dvapara Yuga is not without its moments of light. It's an era of great heroes and epic battles, of mighty deeds and timeless wisdom. It's a time when the seeds of change are sown, setting the stage for the tumultuous events of the Kali Yuga, the final age in the cycle. The Dvapara Yuga, with its balanced duality, sets the stage for the age of discord, the Kali Yuga. This is an age where the struggle between light and darkness, between virtue and vice, comes to a head. It's a time of great upheaval and change, a period that tests the resilience and fortitude of humanity. And yet, even in the midst of chaos and disorder, there is a glimmer of hope. For the cyclical nature of the yugas assures us that after the darkness comes the dawn, that after the Kali Yuga comes a new Satya Yuga, a return to an age of truth and righteousness. Enter the Kali Yuga, an era of strife, discord, and the furthest departure from divine principle. This is the age we currently inhabit, a stark contrast to the golden age of Satya Yuga. It's a time where Dharma, the moral and spiritual order, is at its lowest point, with truth and righteousness taking a backseat to corruption and deceit. In the Kali Yuga, spiritual wisdom is overshadowed by materialistic pursuits. People are more focused on accumulating wealth and possessions rather than attaining spiritual enlightenment. The balance of the society tilts towards chaos and disorder, with the virtues of honesty, kindness, and selflessness becoming increasingly scarce. This yuga is characterized by a relentless pursuit of power and a disregard for the well-being of others. It's a time of war and conflict, where the righteous are often oppressed and the wicked flourish. The world becomes a battlefield, a stage for the struggle between good and evil. Yet it's not all doom and gloom. The Kali Yuga, while representing the peak of worldly corruption and spiritual decline, is also a time of great potential for spiritual growth and transformation. It's during this difficult period that individuals are given the opportunity to rise above the prevailing darkness, to seek the light of truth and righteousness. In this age, the divine principle may seem distant, but it's not completely absent. It's embedded in the hearts and minds of those who choose to uphold Dharma despite the overwhelming odds. These are the individuals who, through their actions, carry the torch of righteousness, illuminating the path for others. As we navigate through the Kali Yuga, significant events unfold that shape the course of humanity. It's during this period that the seeds of change are sown, leading to the eventual transition to a new Satya Yuga. These events, often riddled with strife and conflict, serve as catalysts for transformation, pushing humanity towards a higher state of consciousness. The Kali Yuga, while embodying the lowest point in the cycle of yugas, is an essential part of the cosmic order. It serves as a mirror, reflecting the consequences of abandoning Dharma. It's a stark reminder of the importance of upholding moral and spiritual values, of living in harmony with the divine principle. Yet the Kali Yuga is not the end. It's the final phase in the cycle of yugas, paving the way for a new beginning. As the Kali Yuga draws to a close, the world undergoes a form of cosmic dissolution, known as pralaya. It's a time of destruction, but also of renewal, where the world is cleansed and prepared for the return to the Satya Yuga, the age of truth. The Kali Yuga, however bleak, is not the end. It leads to a cosmic dissolution and a rebirth into a new Satya Yuga. This is the ultimate message of the Kali Yuga, a reminder that even in the darkest times, there is always a dawn waiting on the horizon. It's a testament to the cyclical nature of time and existence, to the enduring power of Dharma, and to the unyielding spirit of humanity. The end of the Kali Yuga is not the end of time, but a renewal, a rebirth into a new Satya Yuga. Picture a grand cosmic wheel, continually turning through epochs of time, each phase leading to the next in a ceaseless cycle. This is the cyclical progression of the yugas, moving from the golden age of the Satya Yuga through the silver age of the Treta Yuga, the bronze age of the Dvapara Yuga, and finally into the iron age of the Kali Yuga. But the wheel doesn't stop turning with the Kali Yuga. Instead, it loops back, initiating a new cycle with a renewed Satya Yuga. This constant cycling echoes the natural rhythms of life in the universe, a perpetual dance of time and existence. Each yuga, whether it's the Satya Yuga or the Kali Yuga, is interwoven with the others, maintaining a delicate cosmic balance. As we journey from the Satya Yuga, where Dharma or righteousness is at its peak, to the Kali Yuga, where Dharma has dwindled, we are reminded that these periods of decline are always counterbalanced by periods of renewal and restoration. Yet, each yuga doesn't exist in isolation. The moral and spiritual decay witnessed in one yuga spills over into the next. A feedback loop of sorts, where the diminishing presence of Dharma leads to increasing chaos and disorder in the world. This decline, however, is not a one-way street. It's a pivot point, a cosmic dissolution known as pralaya, marking the end of one cycle and the beginning of another. The concept of pralaya is a fascinating one. It's at once a point of destruction, signaling the end of the Kali Yuga, and a point of creation, heralding the dawn of a new Satya Yuga. It's a synthesis of the old and the new, of destruction and renewal, underlining the interconnectedness and interdependence of all states of existence. But what does all this mean on a deeper, philosophical level? Well, the cyclical progression of the yugas offers a profound illustration of the themes of Dharma, karma, and samsara. It underscores the importance of understanding life and existence as part of a larger, ever-unfolding cycle. It tells us that while there may be periods of moral and spiritual decline, these are always followed by renewal and restoration. It's a perspective that instills hope and optimism, reinforcing the belief in the inevitable return to balance and righteousness. Furthermore, the cyclical nature of the yugas emphasizes the enduring relevance of dharma, karma, and samsara. They are not mere philosophical concepts, but guiding principles, helping us navigate through the different yugas, shaping our actions and understanding the grand scheme of the universe. Through the lens of the yugas, we see that life is an ever-unfolding cycle, a dance of decline and renewal, chaos and harmony, destruction and creation.